There's still a big digital divide when it comes to technology. Although many seniors are connecting with their kids and grandkids online, there are still many who feel kind of overwhelmed and haven't quite ventured into the land of Skype or Facebook. Here with what she calls her cheat sheet for staying in the game is Abby Stokes. Abby is the author of Is This Thing On? A Computer Handbook for Late Bloomers, Technophobes, and the Kicking and Screaming. Abby, thank you for being here on Connecticut Style. So let's talk about this digital divide, because I feel like people are learning the computer a little bit younger.
They are definitely. I mean, the issue is we have digital immigrants who weren't born with computers, and we have digital natives who basically that's all they know from the beginning of time. So for them, it's so much easier. Anybody who's born now picks it up when they're, basically
4 or 3?
Oh, 4, easily 4. They can figure everything out by 4. Where those of us that weren't born with it in our hands have a little bit of a delay. It's not that we can't learn it, we're just a little bit slower. It's not as natural.
But there are tons of benefits to actually learning it and keeping in contact.
And I think really we have to look at it and say people feel so left out if they don't know how to use it. That's why we want to get everybody on board, because that's a terrible feeling. But there isn't anybody who can't learn to use the technology. It's about figuring out what the benefit is for you. If you know it benefits you, you're motivated to learn it. You don't want to learn it just because you feel like you're being left out.
Sure. All right, well, let's get to the cheat sheet. You say number 1, make a date.
We all know how busy we are. If we don't actually set a date to do something, we don't do it. So it'd be great if grandparents would make a date with their grandchild to say, Friday at 5 o'clock, we're going to get on Skype or on FaceTime where we can see each other and we're going to talk about something. And be sure that the questions as a grandparent aren't yes or no questions. Make them open-ended, like, what did you do today that you don't want to tell your mom about but you'll tell me about? Or what was funny that happened today? Something where it's not a yes or no question, because teenagers are hard to get to talk.
And they'll probably get bored with it and then you don't want to do it anymore. So keep it interesting.
Tell them things about their parents at the same age that they're at. You know what I mean? That's engaging for them.
Sure. And you say creative ritual.
If you think that every week, Tech Tuesday is what I call it. So if you have a computer problem or question, you're going to ask it on a Tuesday of your grandchild. Or you can do Fun Friday. Play Scrabble with them online on Fridays, so when they come and visit you on the holidays, you can actually play a 3-dimensional game of Scrabble. Or Website Wednesday. Share a website with them on a Wednesday. Then you sort of get into a routine so you know what's happening.
And you also mentioned this a little bit before, family history, telling little secrets about their parents.
It's such a great opportunity to take technology and use it to do your genealogy. So you may not know how to do a video call, but your grandchild does, so they could interview you about family stories, or you could take photographs. You can either scan them and send them to them, or you could actually take pictures with your smartphone of a photograph that you have and send it to them. You could even do it as a little guessing game on Facebook with your family. What if you posted a picture on Facebook and you said, guess who this is at age 4? Because a lot of people don't know what they all looked like when they were kids.
That's a fun idea.
Yeah, so sort of making it, you're taking the technology and you're making it something fun, but you're also giving them information they can put together to sort of form a family history.
Sure. All right, you say send a surprise. That seems easy enough,
right? It seems easy enough, but it's a good way to learn how to shop online. If you're tentative
Do people not know how to shop online?
A lot of people are afraid of shopping online.
Well, it's true, because credit card numbers and that type of thing.
Yeah, well, what just happened with Target and all of that. So people are tentative, and I don't want anybody to do what they're not comfortable doing, but if you haven't done it before, it's better to have a goal for why you're doing it. So if you're shopping online is that you're going to send a care package to a relative somewhere, that makes it fun to go online, as opposed to thinking it's time for me to learn how to shop online. That's not a fun way to look at it.
All right, and lastly, go retro.
Well, I think what's interesting is a lot of older people feel like the younger generation has rejected what they know as a point of reference as communication. So postcards, for instance, my goddaughter visited me not so long ago. She saw postcards in the drugstore and she said, how retro. And I thought, I'm 1,000 years old. But for her, sending a postcard was something unique and unusual. So I think it's important for us to remember it's not that people rejected what we did. They might not know it as a point of reference. So send postcards, or send postcards to them with your address on them and a stamp so that they can fill that out and send it back. Yeah.
Snail mail. It's still fun, right?
I know, it's definitely still fun.
All right, Abby, I know that you have an upcoming event, January 23rd.
In East Hampton, Connecticut at 1 o'clock. We'll be demystifying technology for people that visit.
Very good. The name of the book again, Is This Thing On?
A Computer Handbook for Late Bloomers, Technophobes, and the Kicking and Screaming.
All right, thank you so much for being here and all the tips.